IVM.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
Oh ho ho! This is the studio, guys. Finally, Football Twaddle's recording back in the studio. My name is Saru. Yash.
Hello.
Baru.
What's up?
What's the feels, Baru? Look at
back rest. I'm getting back rest.
The kick-ass IVM studio. That's where we're recording from, and that's where we're going to be recording every week. Okay, so let's go, guys. Yes, before we talk about the World Cup and the draw, you and I saw both the Champions League matches yesterday. I support Athletico Madrid and it was disappointing because one pass is what killed it. But I saw the second half of Benfica versus Liverpool, a game you were very interested and vested in.
Yeah.
Benfica played so well, man.
Yeah, Benfica look like a team who know how to play. Their coach has drilled them well. And I couldn't watch the first half because I was obviously watching the other game. But that game got too boring. It became attack versus defense. So I decided to switch over. Although Liverpool were 2-0 up, and I feel they were 2-0 up quite unfortunately because Benfica really had them on the ropes. Despite Klopp's gegenpress, they were getting around quite... I would say quite easily, but it was a pretty competitive half, and I think that Darwin Nunez's asking fee has just doubled after
he
this
played
one
so well.
performance. Yeah, what a player leading from the front. He ran all the way to left back to shield his players and assist his defense.
Wow, Baru, does this mean Darwin Nunez goes to Manchester United and becomes crap?
Yeah, history just does tell us that that's the career path he's chosen for.
Yep.
Wait, but didn't the third goal for Liverpool was scored by an ex-Porto player, right?
Lewis scored that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I missed that part, so.
Of course. We've seen the selective parts where Benfica were very good.
Yes.
But 3-1, so there's really no hope for Benfica.
Yeah, there's no hope, but I didn't think there was much hope going in because Liverpool, unfortunately, are one of the favourites and Benfica are one of the also rans along with Villarreal in this round of the Champions League.
Who is playing Villarreal?
Bayern Munich.
Oh, yeah. They're also ran already.
Yeah.
What about Atletico Madrid? I thought they were okay. Second half, they were better.
Oh, were they? Yeah, first half, it was Diego Simeone masterclass with, I saw a headline saying they're playing a 5-5-0 system, but it seemed pretty effective to block that City.
Dude, I don't think City were playing that well also. They just being frustrated. One pass by your Foden to Kevin De Bruyne, that's all it took. And I lost a lot of money because of that pass.
Right.
So I had bet that Atletico Madrid would draw or win the game. So I put $50 and 175 was the payout. The payout had reached 87, 88.
Damn.
I thought, let me wait for 5 more minutes. Let it reach 100 and Kevin De Bruyne scored. Baru, how to bet?
I don't know. I just filed my returns recently and there's no column over there for Betway earnings.
Betway, if you want more engrossing talk like this, please get in touch with our producer and we shall do the needful. All right, let's get this. World Cup, guys. The draw happened.
Yeah.
Jermaine Genius was the host.
Yeah.
The boy has stepped up finally.
Yeah.
And there were draws happened. Yash, what are you thinking?
One group that really jumps out at me is the Spain, Germany, Japan group. I think this is the group of death this year, and
literally the group of death. If you look at the World War II references over there.
Yeah. Although I think the other team is most likely going to be the winner of New Zealand and Costa Rica, I think. So that team is gonna lose most of its game, but I'm sort of disappointed because Japan was so good in the previous World Cup, and this World Cup is happening in Asia after 20 years. So I was hoping one of the Asian teams makes it to the quarters at least.
We have the white Pelés here. Baru, so are we going to start seeing news articles of how Japanese fans clean their own trash from the stadium and they...
Yeah, we are due for that because I mean, that is required. I mean, every 4 years, that's the only thing. They win hearts.
Yes.
Last time they won matches too.
Right.
And ultimately, I think they fell to Belgium
Yeah, last minute goal.
Last minute.
to an amazing phantom assist from Lukaku.
Oh, dude, that guy is so good. I don't know why Yash doesn't like him. But anyway, continue your
Who
train
scored
of
that
thought.
goal though?
Nasser Chadli.
Nasser Chadli.
Yes.
Yes.
Was that one of those games we saw in the train, or was that only England, Sweden? Sweden, Germany.
We saw when was the Tony Cruz scored the 93rd minute goal? That was against Sweden.
Yeah, Germany, Sweden.
That we saw on the train, but this we saw in some pub, I think. Yeah, but anyway, talk about the draw. Now, the current, that's been done. It's over.
The World Cup for me is already over, actually. I mean, because this is one of those World Cups where it's not going to be Argentina versus Nigeria once again. So the Super Eagles failed to make it to the esteemed stage of the World Cup.
Sad.
But hopefully we'll win the under-19 World Cup with our above 23 old players this time. So
Hey, what about that Jamshedpur FC player who was 28 years old and he passed the 16-year-old test or something?
What?
Yeah, wasn't there a whole...
Wait, just because you're clearing your 10th when you're 28 years old, isn't there a Hindi movie or something that's just released, Daswi or...
वो जेल से किया है उसने.
Close enough.
Anyway, so let's talk about the team you support. France, what group are they in and what's going to happen?
Do you have it open?
Yeah, so they have Denmark and Tunisia.
Oh,
and
God.
another international playoff where they either play, whoever of Australia, UAE or Ecuador make it through.
UAE?
Yeah. UAE have a playoff against Australia.
Oh, so Australia will make it
Australia
through.
will win, although Australia aren't great. But yeah, it'll be crazy if UAE makes it, right?
Yeah, so now we have Saudi, Iran, UAE and Qatar.
But
Wait, isn't this a repeat of the last FIFA tournament, which is the Arab Cup or something?
Joe Biden will be sweating.
Who won that? Like Qatar itself, right?
Possibly.
I mean, it depends on who had a good month.
See, well, at least Qatar has learned from France that you need to get Africans in your team to win. And they're following the same strategy, right? So
in track and field as well.
always. That's where it started from.
All right, let's talk about this French group, guys. What is this? France, Tunisia, Denmark?
And let's say Australia.
So if Group E was the group of death, as Savant put it, I think Group D is going to be
It'll put
death
you to
by
death.
boardom.
Yeah.
Group death by boredom then.
Because France don't win more than 1-0. We know that.
And especially against Denmark, we
Seen it.
we died.
Yeah, dude, yes. I mean, I wouldn't wish that for anyone who's going to any place.
And imagine that, like the team I support, we went for, that was the one game we went for, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so boring. All right. People were telling the last group or Group H was an interesting group, yes?
Yeah, so last group has Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay and Korea. South Korea.
Ghana and Uruguay once again.
Yes. Did you guys already see the WWE memes when Suarez touches the ball? Vince McMahon's lackeys start beating him up. All right. So that's an interesting match. Ghana versus Uruguay. That has some history to it. But that I think is a tougher group, no? Because all the teams are...
Tougher group than the group of death, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why it's interesting, right? So in this group, probably all 4 teams can make it through. Like it'll be very difficult to bet on any team.
I can bet against one team, Ghana.
Why?
Because I don't think these African teams, they just have the talent. For some reason, they just don't seem to get past the group stage a lot of the times. One Nigeria used to lose to Argentina. Yeah. Even that's not happening now.
But after winning the first half.
No, but speaking of African teams, the very first group where Senegal is, and Senegal, recent African champions, they again beat Egypt in the playoff. And they're in the same group as Qatar, Ecuador and Netherlands.
So Sadio.
So yeah, Sadio, they should make it through. I have a good feeling for Senegal.
Baru, will we end up in a place after the World Cup where Sadio Mane is a bigger star than Mo Salah in the world?
It's possible. I mean, he does seem to be thanking journalists in the same tone as Kante does. So I think he's going into the same line of becoming the bigger person and, with a bigger heart. Right?
Oh, I see.
And that's what Salah had going for him. He's always the nice guy, except for United fans, I guess.
And another group which is interesting is England, Iran, United States, and there's a Euro playoff remaining for for Ukraine. So it's going to be Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. So from a diplomatic point of view, this group is explosive.
Wait, so this is what I was saying. There's a Scotland versus Ukraine match, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to support Scotland because Steve Clark is their coach.
Right.
But now the thing is that, they're going to be playing for more than just a game. And they're going to be playing for the world's democratic rights and all of that.
World's democratic rights for...
Exactly. So whatever it is, let's not include those last two words.
Yeah.
So it seems the whole world is going to be supporting Ukraine.
Yeah.
And supposedly that they are going to go through. If that happens, we have Iran,
Yes.
who are under sanctions by the US.
Yes.
Then we have the US, who are supplying weapons to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And England, who basically says yes to US in everything.
Yeah.
And what's the other team?
Scotland and Wales.
No, Scotland and Wales are in the playoffs.
No, what's the fourth team in this?
Okay.
You counted 4.
England, Iran, USA,
US?
Ukraine /
Oh.
Wales
Dude,
/ Scotland.
UK has become such a lackey of the Americans that you didn't even count him as a separate team.
Yeah, I was like, it's a state. So, all right. So, who are the favorites right now? Mind you that the World Cup is going to be in November.
Wait, I think
December.
we're missing one group which has, if you're talking about B being a group which has current conflicts,
Huh.
G was a group where there were conflicts in the past. I mean, especially with the refugees in Switzerland and Serbia. I mean, there's a huge Kosovo contingent that plays.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's a huge Kosovo country. There are three people.
Exactly, and they are the main stars, right? Of
Who? Shaka?
There are two Shakas.
This one.
Does the other one still play?
No, there's the guy who plays for Liverpool.
Shaqiri.
Shakiri
Shaqiri Shaka.
Shaka Saka Shakiri. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
All right. So
The boom booms are in Ukraine, so
the ex-Kosovians
yeah.
and
Brazil and Cameroon.
oh yeah, come on.
Serbia and Switzerland are going to fight it out while Brazil and Cameroon go through, I guess.
No. Did you see Samuel Eto'o in the draw? He looks so cool. He couldn't give a shit about what draw is happening. He's like, I've come to party in Qatar. He had that whole vibe going with him. But yeah, so who are your favorites, Yash? Two. You need to name two because everyone else becomes underdog. So you can't just give a laundry list of 6 favorites.
So I would say Belgium. It's about time.
Do you know who their manager is?
But it doesn't matter, man. Roberto Di Matteo, right? But they're
Di Matteo, nahi Martinez.
Martinez, sorry. Yeah, so it's okay. They look similar. So anyway, maybe this is a time when because this is a tournament competition, and if De Bruyne turns it on, if Lukaku decides to hit the target, and all that, I think they can sort of.
I think you secretly like Belgium team a lot, don't you?
Yeah, they play decently.
Because you support England, if I am right, and you know they're not going to win. So.
Yeah, see, England. I see another semi-final debacle coming.
Yeah, debacle.
So Belgium, and I don't think you can look beyond the talents of France.
But you can, because they're so talented. They won't know what to do.
Right.
Like what they did happened in Europe. So those are your favorites. Baru, you concur?
Yep, I think it's France definitely for me. And yeah, I think Belgium has a strong side. But since Sawat has already said that, I mean, he stole my favorites too.
You can say France and someone else.
I think if it's about time being the question, then I think Messi and Martinez are going to combine to make Argentina win it.
Who Martinez? Lautaro?
No, the goalkeeper. You need somebody at the back, right? Which they finally have.
Wow.
But will he not be doing his antics like after saving every shot?
So that's good, no?
But he will give away. Anyway, I am so surprised you guys.
You know who else is there in the group with Argentina?
Which?
Mexico.
Oh,
Like
Our second home.
yes, but they're going to go out in round of 16. So,
But at least they'll have a party.
dude, those guys are the best. South Americans in general are the best. I think you need people from troubled countries because they know how to party. All these Europeans are just useless.
Sad.
Yeah, they're so boring. But Brazil, come on, guys. Neymar has to win this.
Yeah, so I know that, see, the term dark horse has been abused to mean anything from the third favorite to like no hopers, but
And African nation.
But the actual definition of a dark horse sort of applies to Brazil here because in CONMEBOL, from what I've been reading, they've been playing. I mean, they seem to have got their act together, and they don't depend on Neymar. So, just like we have
What
seen...
about Neymar's sister? Like, is she still
It's not her-
involved?
It's not a birthday in
It's
December.
not her birthday. It's not her birthday.
Right? And even if it is, they can have a party in Qatar or whatever. But yeah, I mean, they seem to be playing well together, and even Fred plays well for them. So
Oh, yeah. In Brazil, it's Neymar assist Fred goal. That's how it works. Come on. I love Neymar. He's my favorite player. So I think it's about time we've seen some Brazilian magic. We
they're
don't
definitely the dark horse for me.
Yeah. Baru, your dark horse. My dark horse is my favorite, Brazil.
What? I think we've already given two favorites. Abhi ek teesra.
एक dark horse बोल दे, just.
I'll stick to the definition and go with the AFCON champions.
Senegal. Yeah, it's time. No, these Europeans. At what stage will Qatar bow out from the tournament?
Group stage.
You are so mean. So mean.
Do you not think that they have it in them after how they got the World Cup and everything to pull off a South Korea?
No, man. I think.
Which poor country is
I
there
think
in that group?
LVG will pull Netherlands through.
Ecuador, they're so poor. Come on, they need some help.
Don't they have like worse inflation than in Venezuela?
No,
right now?
they'll definitely thrash Ecuador. That will be the one game for the hosts.
Is it also the first game? A1 and A2 or something?
No, there's some other one.
The first game is generally for the host.
Yeah.
No.
But now what they've done is because the first game is starting a little earlier. So the second game of the tournament is the host for primetime television.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, dude, Ecuador, they need... But I think they lose all their games. They're used to only playing in high altitude. So...
Yeah, but that's okay. But the group has Senegal and Netherlands. I think Netherlands go through. They're too strong, and Senegal, as we are saying, is...
Oh, talking about Netherlands, LVG came out with the news. He's suffering from cancer and he's undergoing treatment.
Yes.
Poor.
I mean... to put it mildly, he's reached a certain age where people go through all these problems, and we all wish him well.
Yeah, but he's a colorful guy. He should live. I mean, he abuses his own country managers so much. He doesn't even know how to manage Barcelona. he abused Ronald Koeman after he was kicked out of Barca. So yeah, Paru, what are the do's and don'ts for going to... How do we end up at Qatar with one ticket and then scalp everything else?
Yeah, that is a good idea. I mean, for people, the random draw stage, I mean, the ticket stage is opened again.
Yeah.
It's open till 28th of April, where now you have a better idea of which teams have made it.
Okay.
So you can choose either to go for watching just the group stage matches or a specific match in a specific stadium.
You can't say specific city because it's all in one city.
Yeah, well, city is it's a flexible construct. So
Navi Qatar.
यार हम तो अबू धाबी में नहीं ये कतर ही है कतर. It's a state of mind. So yeah, I mean that stage has started, so people can start applying for tickets. Just log into the FIFA website.
But is this still a draw, like a lucky draw thing even going on now?
We are back to the lucky draw stage. This is where again it's going to be
open to everyone.
Open to all. It's not like a waiting list or anything right now. After this is done, then there would be a first come first serve stage where you'll be queuing, and you need to get
where we have to line up 10 laptops basically.
Yeah, line up 10 laptops, and hopefully one of you gets through and then books tickets for all of you.
All right.
But what worked in Russia was that you could end up over there and pick up somebody else's ticket. What FIFA always says is that your fan ID is connected to your ticket.
It's not.
But it's never like that.
It's not. We know.
Yeah.
FIFA, Infantino, you can't fool us all the time.
He's like, only I can fool you. You can't. But anyway, so that's the thing. If you get even one ticket and you have your accommodation in place, it's a good reason to end up over there and then figure out.
Okay, last
the
thing
rest of
before
your
we
tickets.
take a break. Can we stay with our friends in Qatar?
Now you can. I mean, they've made it official that up to 10 people can stay with friends and family. Although they need to be registered.
This is like Northeast students living in the DU hostels.
Although you do need to register your guests, like if you're a Qatari resident, you need to register your guests and their hire cards.
Yeah, so I'll go to Cochin and get myself registered. What is there?
Sorted.
What's the problem?
The consulate of Qatar in Kochi.
All right, so we should take a break right now. Let's talk a little about Premier League, guys. A lot of action has happened over the weekend, especially with Arsenal.
No.
And it looks like Arteta may be losing it. So it's going to be so much fun. Stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Do you wonder why China does the things that it does? Or want to know how we could improve online privacy? Or perhaps you're thinking about how we can kickstart India's economy? If you'd like to search for the answers to such questions, check out All Things Policy, a daily public policy podcast that covers everything from employment figures to aircraft carriers. Tune in from Monday to Friday for new episodes and fresh takes.
All right, let's go. Let's start with this. Welcome back to Football Twaddle. Let's start with the game. Crystal Palace beat Arsenal, yes, 3-0. A month ago, you and I, when we were burdening the point of doing this podcast and speaking up for the Arsenal fans or the absent Arsenal fans, we said it's in Arteta's hands. He's turned this team around. He has a healthy advantage and he is going to comfortably make it in top four. In fact, I think last week in the studio also I said Arsenal will finish fourth. And then we have this crap result, Yash.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Dude, I feel that what mattered was the manager, right? So Patrick Vieira is a much bigger legend of Arsenal than Arteta is or possibly will be. So I think he sort of choked in front of the legendariness of Lelong.
Schlong.
Baru, is that what happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vieira did slap the Arsenal players all over the pitch and left them choking
With the slap?
with the certain slaps in certain places.
Okay.
But yeah, Arsenal's cushion is quickly eroding.
Yes.
We had, I think, 3 games in hand, and then we're down to just 1 game in hand now.
And same points as Tottenham.
Same points as Tottenham, who have also opened up the gap on their goal difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
They destroyed Newcastle.
We are not talking about that yet.
Okay.
Let's talk about this Arsenal
Oh
team.
man, I thought I got through that segment.
Why? Why give it up? Why give it up to Tottenham of all and Antonio Conte? Like, is there no shame left in Arsenal fans?
Well, Conte has done this in the past. I mean, Arsenal has been the trigger for him to go on to win a league title. So I think that is what it is. I mean, Arsenal have a game in hand over Tottenham, 2 games in hand over West Ham, which I think is going to get covered this weekend, right? West Ham, they have a
Yeah,
second
but we're not
fixture
talking about
against
West
City.
Ham. It's
Yeah.
it's basically a thing between Tottenham and Arsenal, I think.
Arsenal is yet to play Chelsea. They're yet to play United. They're yet to play the North London derby.
The North London derby is like a game which has not been scheduled. I think the Premier League will decide whether
I think
this
it's
race is worth, having it early.
Are you sure? I think it got scheduled as the second last game of the season for
Oh,
Arsenal.
really?
now.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that'll be amazing.
So they want a playoff basically. They want a playoff for the 4th place.
Yes, screw this World Cup. Can you and I go for that game? Not even watch the game. We'll just wait outside for Robbie. And then
You're going to pull off a Ranveer Singh on this.
yeah, we'll be the Ranveer Singhs and we'll basically tell Robbie everything that's wrong with Arsenal then. I think that'll be a much more worthwhile trip.
Seriously. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this. Newcastle versus Tottenham. First half, Newcastle were toe-to-toe with Spurs.
But see, this sort of is possibly the slap that was required because Newcastle were flying too high. So when at the end of the season, the higher ups look back at the season, they can see this result and decide that all over the pitch quality is missing. So they need to loosen their purse strings, buy like high quality Premier League players and world class players to sort of make up the number, not make up the numbers, to get into the to compete with the best.
Yeah, so in our Tyneside Warriors Mumbai group.
Yes.
Or India, not in Mumbai. So there are 2-3 interesting pieces of information. First is that Newcastle Baru want to get the director of football of Brighton, right? But Brighton is saying November tak he can't take charge. So
Brighton's going to the World Cup or what?
no, I don't know, but they basically don't want Newcastle to get him. So they basically Newcastle asked Eddie Howe to bhai tu ye bhi kar le, and he's like, yeah, I will do it. Main karega. So that's one thing. But the more interesting thing is now journalists are jealous of our club. So they started. One piece of information was that this was Newcastle's deliberate attempt to weaken Burnley by getting Chris Wood on, right? So that Burnley had to spend money and get that Weghorst guy, but they deliberately weakened Burnley. That is good transfer tactic. The second one is that Newcastle want Brighton's goalkeeper.
Oh.
They're like, we are used to rich people just spending lots of money buying crap players and then course correcting in 5 to 6 years. But what is this? Good transfer strategy. So why are people already speaking ill of my club? they can't really digest the fact that a rich guy can have good ideas.
Yeah, and a good time. I mean,
Do you have anything to say to those journalists?
no.
Yash, you must have. You're part of my Geordie's group.
No, I'd just like to tell them that apna time aayega.
आ गया है.
No, come on. We
We
got destroyed by an Antonio Conte team. They scored
Yeah.
5 goals. When have you seen an Antonio Conte team score 5 goals?
I'm sure the Conte fans will point like some 3 weeks ago or something.
Man.
So yeah. So let's talk a little about Ralf Ragnick.
Yep.
Just touch upon. So he is giving advice about
Right.
how refereeing should happen at World Cup and stuff like that, or even league games.
Yeah.
Why can't he just manage this damn team for next like 8 weeks and go away?
No, but he's like a professor, right? He became famous for being a professor in the 98 World Cup. So when the World Cup comes around, I think his antenna sort of catches on that, this is the time when I give gyan and become this Vishwaguru. So apart from tactics and strategy, I mean, I think he's given enough information about every aspect of football. I
And
think-
cricket.
And cricket. And I think only refereeing was left. So he sort of is now advising referees about their fitness and whatnot.
Baru, what about your fitness? You play football.
No.
No, I think
Not anymore.
after the World Cup, Ragnick will give fan advice also. How fans can keep themselves fit for chanting.
I'm sure
and-
there'll be articles. When is it appropriate to boo? All right. Player of the week.
While we are figuring the player of the week out, I've got some very important Chelsea news
Please, pray tell.
for you ex-Chelsea fan. Chelsea fans were not impressed by the song choice at Stamford Bridge.
What is the song choice?
The DJ should be sacked.
What? Are they
After
going
a 4-1 defeat, they are focusing on the fact that the DJ messed up the playlist.
Why भी बदल दी यार उसने? So I mean, I have to say, our producer here, Vinay, he has been a DJ, and he messaged me separately saying that I think even he concurs that this is the reason Brentford thrashed Chelsea all in the second half, because he said the DJ ने Fat Boy Slim नहीं बजाया. That is why. But okay, I will go with player of the week. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Janelt. The
Jackholt.
Brentford.
the Brentford guy. He scored 2 goals.
All right.
And he led the revival. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Chelsea, that was so-
even I'm going to go for a Brentford person, but it's going to be our man Eriksen for
Yes.
his resurrection and running off resurrection of his career this time.
Are you saying Easter Sunday is going to be Eriksen's birthday now?
I guess he was on theme when it came to
So while Baru's thinking of his player, let me check when is Christian Eriksen's birthday. Baru, who's your player of the week?
It's actually an ex-player,
Ex-player of the
Patrick Vieira.
week. Oh, Christian Eriksen was born on 14th Feb.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
did he score? He scored in his international
He did.
comeback too, right?
But I have a feeling they just gave that goal. Like, when
Oh, but it was a pretty good goal, yeah.
so they
First
said
time.
कि तुम try मारते रहो एक अच्छा goal.
Yeah, it wasn't like that Gaza goal. Have you seen that? There was one Legends game and they just let Gaza score from 2 yards away.
Oh, wow.
But he scored spectacularly.
How drunk was he?
Very.
Dude, but come on, Gaza is a good guy. The way his
Wait,
And
how
most
does-
importantly, he's a Geordie.
Oh.
Yes. Slowly, the name is also going to be changed to Newcastle fandom. But yeah, talking about Eriksen's goal, I think that international goal was just given to him. Like, how Kobe Bryant, when he said he was going to retire from the NBA, they made him score 68 points in his final game. And then suddenly stats started coming, only 8 games where people have scored more than 65 points or something. But anyone who saw that game knew that there was no defense when Kobe got the ball. So
Yeah.
that's how it is. But your player's choice is your player's choice. What can I do? So Eriksen it is.
Yeah, nice.
No, Eriksen is his. Yours is
Yeah.
Vieira.
Good for you, man, Eriksen.
All right. What are you guys watching this weekend?
I'm going to go with another Frank Lampard match, which this time he might, get away with a 1-0 defeat, I feel, because Manchester United don't seem interested in anything at this point of time. So
Okay, so we are recording this on a Wednesday evening,
Yep.
and in precisely 3.5 hours, there is Burnley versus Everton.
No, but that is a very important
That is
relegation.
yeah. So give me a prediction for that game, and then we'll talk about United versus Everton. Burnley Everton, what's going to
Oh,
happen?
man. I think it's going to be a wonderful 0-0 draw.
Dude, come on. We want Super Frank to be there.
Yeah, but Burnley really, really want to be there also. And they have a relegation expert manager. So I think he'll pull a rabbit out of a hat and win 1 point here.
All right. If that happens, Baru, will Sam Allardyce replace Frank Lampard at Everton?
It's
about time.
obvious. I mean, it's or as Thanos put it, it's inevitable.
Oh, we are now getting Avengers reference here.
Yeah, got to spread the net wide.
All right. Do you think Everton training ground is like Arrakis? All right. So you're going to watch Everton versus United.
Yes.
Why did you choose this really boring game?
No, because as a former
It's about
Manchester
time he
United
sees a
fan,
United game.
He
Yes.
saw. That was his game of the week last week, United Leicester.
And it turned out to be a pretty boring game. So I think this will be a slightly better. I think United will score 1 goal at least in this game.
And Everton have to win this almost. They've put
Yeah, they
themselves in-
have to, but I don't see them scoring, dude. United games have been pretty stale this time, and one thing Ragnick has managed to do is to sort of stop those embarrassing mistakes. I mean, more than one at least, and I don't think Everton have it in them to score in this game.
I thought he stopped the embarrassing mistake when he sent Martial away, who apparently is supposed to come back because his club is like Sevilla, right?
Sevilla.
is like, boss, we are done with this guy. Please
Really?
take him back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, but it's a 6-month thing anyway, so no extension.
No, but,
That's it.
But why is Sevilla already done with him in April? They got him in end of Jan.
Yeah, but they're on a title charge, right? They expected him to
They're not
score
anymore.
Yeah, they're not. So I guess he's the fall guy. They wanted some scapegoat, and now they're done with it.
Oh,
And Inter is back in the game for Lukaku, it seems. They're like, okay, maybe he likes our crest more when he kisses it.
it tastes better. All right. What's the game you're watching, Baru?
Oh, it's a packed week for me. I mean,
Is it? Finally you're watching some football.
The London derby of the week is Brentford versus West Ham.
Okay,
But we have the paycheck derby. It's Arsenal versus Brighton.
What?
What, you don't know about how Gundozi walked up to Brighton players, hey, I get paid more than
Oh,
you.
yes.
So that's the paycheck derby. It's Arsenal versus Brighton.
God,
Dude,
It's a big,
My
big
God.
historical
reference.
that is a blast from the past.
Yeah.
If Sky, on YouTube, Sky Sports will put it on the channel called Sky Sports Retro.
HD++.
All right, so you're going to watch Arsenal versus Brighton.
Brighton, yeah.
So what's your prediction for the United-Everton game, Yash?
1-0 to United.
Oh, God, you're not even giving one goal to Richarlison.
No,
Whatever.
man.
What are you watching?
I don't know. What Newcastle Wolves?
Not the title playoff.
What is the title playoff?
It's City versus Liverpool.
What?
We were leaving that for you.
we so don't care about those two clubs that even if they're like playing in front of us, we're like, nahi dekhna. All right, yeah, then I'll watch City Liverpool. Go Klopp, man. I hate Pep is so boring. Yeah, so I would.
But do you think this is the final for the league? I mean, is it done after this?
The winner
Or-
of this game,
Yep.
I think Chelsea will determine that because they will.
No.
How?
But I think the question
No,
here.
they will play.
Is
one
this
of-
the end of the season?
The
Like,
question I think what Baru is trying to ask you is whether this will determine who will win. The winner of this will this determine the title.
That's what I said. I said that. Let me look.
did
Oh, so
Chelsea
your
come
answer is no. Start with a no then.
Yeah. So my answer is no because doesn't Chelsea have to play one of them at least?
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think Liverpool are going to win this. And-
Liverpool faces United too.
Array. That I hope like United have like 10 men behind the ball and just get a 0-0. That would be amazing. I think that's the one achievement that Ole did in his first season, stop Liverpool from winning.
Okay, so I've gone through all the list.
Boss, Liverpool yet have to play Newcastle.
Oh, I can't wait for that 7-1.
City play Leeds. So that's going to be a title decider.
How?
It
Like
is.
some 9-0. But yeah, so this game Liverpool has to win if they have any chance of the title.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, I think this is the 31st game week or something. I think it's too early. It doesn't matter who wins this.
No, but these two clubs don't drop points, man.
Fair enough.
And
I mean,
Liverpool can actually rest enough players for Benfica probably next because they have a
that's true.
3-1.
but I mean, it depends on the Real Madrid result also, is what you're saying tonight.
Why?
No, but if Real Madrid give City a decent game, they can't rest players.
Huh.
That's what will happen.
What are you saying? Real Madrid and Chelsea is going to play.
Oh, sorry.
City already played Atletico,
sorry,
but
yeah.
they're taking a 1-0 lead.
That's a decent result for Atleti, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so
this is a good fixture
Right,
for
right.
Atleti.
Fair enough.
Because Liverpool can play everyone and City will have to
Yes,
rest Sterling.
right.
Wait, is that advantage City then? It was so confusing. This
But looking at the run-in, I mean, which we just went through right now, it does seem that this match is big for Liverpool. Okay, they have to win this to win the league.
Yes. Bigger
Not
for
that big for City,
City,
because
because-
even if they lose this, in the subsequent games, they have an easier run-in as compared to Liverpool, who still have to face.
Yeah, they'll just need one more result from someone else.
Yeah.
In that case.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think Liverpool are going to beat City in this. Pep will overthink this and Salah will score 2 goals.
Did you guys read this article about Pep referring to himself as Fraudiola? I mean, I just saw the headline. I didn't
Did
get
he?
into it.
No, but he
Something
did
on
that.
those lines.
So he was so affected by that when he won his first title, he came out and said, people will call me Fraudiola. I proved them wrong. So
No, you didn't. You're a fraud. How can you prove anyone wrong? How did you prove that I'm not a fraud?
that's our analysis, right? He had all that bravado in him.
Poor guy. Let him come to Mumbai. We will tell him.
Yeah, to manage Mumbai City, then we'll boo him.
Oh, yeah. If Pep manages Mumbai City, will the stadium get more than 400 people, out of which 300 are not free tickets? No.
I don't know. I mean, the Mumbai City fans anyway fill it up quite a bit. And it's not like there are any Manchester City fans to come and add on to that.
I know one guy living in Chembur.
I know one guy who's in Paris right now.
Man City fan.
Arush.
He's a PSG
Or
guy.
some suburb of Paris.
Poor guy, Arush, the founder of this podcast.
Yeah,
he
and
was,
lasted 5 episodes.
yeah, he was he loved Liverpool.
Right.
But City was bought and he's like, hey, abhi main City ko support karega. So every victory of Liverpool, Champions League, he's like, हाँ कोई नहीं, City जीत जाएगा अगले season.
Apna time aayega.
All right, so this is going to be a 3-1 to Liverpool.
Oh,
And
nice.
then they will take the lead, 2-point lead in the title charge. This is going to be, man,
And then the season will fall apart.
Yeah,
whatever. Klopp is amazing, dude. He is.
that's true.
He is so good. Yeah, on that somber note, where United couldn't get Klopp, Arsenal couldn't get Klopp,
Chelsea couldn't get Klopp.
Chelsea couldn't get Klopp. But we won the Champions League with Tuchel.
And the
Klopp
league
light.
got clopped.
Let's hope Newcastle gets Klopp.
Oh, yes.
That's a dream.
And Eddie Howe as director of football. Is that the dream team?
Yeah, steady Eddie.
What will Klopp tell Saint Maximin?
Dude, I don't think he'll have him around.
No, he
Or maybe as a coach he'll be there.
John
Or as a fatherly figure.
Yeah.
For sure. I
Yeah.
mean,
He'll be the James Milner of the team.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. On that note, guys, we need to come back to the studio next week. This is so much more fun.
Yes.
And now we're going to have dinner. Yeah.
Let's go.
Farewell.
Let's go. All right, Yash. Take care.
Take care.
Hey, Baru,
Later.
next week.
Of course.
What I'll see. I pray Arsenal win so that you have good things. Brighton. I don't think
I hope my week is bright.
Nah, it's going to be a draw. So
Oh, man.
on that note, chalo, take care, guys. Bye bye.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On this round is on me. Gauri meets Minu Margaret, founder and CEO of Bliss Club. They talk about how Minu began to produce pocket-enriched activewear for women. On Big Talk About Tiny Humans, Devi Shobha and Meghna explain how one can prepare their kids for emergencies. This week on the Musafir story, Saif and Faiza speak with Akshata Bhanj Deo, director of Belgaria Palace, an 18th century Victorian-era style palace that is now a boutique hotel in Mayurbhanj, Odisha. And on Audio Gyan, Kedar speaks to Kshitiz Anand about his Happy Horizons Trust and his community-based learning. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you might be listening to us on. And do check us out on YouTube. We're building a whole bunch of different channels. You can find them on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And we're also doing a small listener survey, which we would really appreciate your help with. It helps us kind of talk to advertisers. So you could go to ivmpodcast.com/survey. It'll just take a couple of minutes and it would be really helpful to us. We do appreciate this. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance and the India Water Portal. Thank you so much for making this possible.
If you're a cricket fan, check out Edges and Sledges, India's favorite cricket podcast.
The podcast focuses on Indian cricket, the IPL, and has a ton of banter both on and off the field.
We talk about the week's biggest cricket stories with current and ex-international cricketers, coaches, or sometimes just between us.
And it's hosted by me, DJ.
Me, Varun.
And me, Ashwin.
New episodes release every week.
You can catch us on the IVM Podcast's website, app,
or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast.